What's up, everybody? Welcome to La Lido Loca. I am your host, Tony, and recently I had the opportunity to explore one of MSC's newest cruise ships, the MSC World America. Now, as we start to explore this cruise ship, I do want to share some exciting news. I was invited by MSC to go on this cruise to show you the MSC World America, and I've also been invited to give you a discount on a future MSC cruise. All that information is toward the end of the video. Now let's look at the ship. I want to frame my look at MSC World America in the context of what I like about cruising and how I cruise. So primarily, I want to look at the ship's design and layout, the entertainment, and the food. Let's start with the ship design and layout. The MSC World America is one of the world's largest cruise ships at over 215,000 gross tons with a length of 1,100 feet. MSC World America consists of 22 decks, 2,614 cabins, and has a passenger capacity of 6,764 passengers and approximately 2,100 crew members. The ship is divided into 7 zones. These are the Family Adventura Zone, the Aqua Deck, the World Promenade, the World Galleria, the Terraces, the Zen Area, and the MSC Yacht Club. Now let me hit you with some visuals from these zones. First, let's look at Family Adventura. This is really centered around the harbor, which has the water slides, the high ropes course, has a Lego area, the sports court, and of course the landmark there is the cliffhanger. This is the first overwater swing ride on a cruise ship. Moving over to the Aqua Zone. This is the pool zone on the MSC World America. The Aqua Zone had pools both on the inside and the outside of the cruise ship. The indoor area did have a retractable roof, so there's potential for sailing in different climates. Really big pool deck overall, hot tubs, lots of seating. And the Aqua Zone just wasn't for pool lounging. They also had the sail away party there. They would host parties in the evening, theme parties like the White Party. Now, before we get to the Zen Zone, I got to show you this. This is the entrance to the Jaw Drop, one of the world's largest dry slides at sea. Wow, what a statement this makes. Up next is the Zen Zone. This is an adults-only area located at the back of the ship. This zone features pools and hot tubs and amazing ocean views. And again, it's adults only. Moving inside on the ship, we have the Galleria. This is really the heart of the ship. This was an area on the ship with a lot of activity. Of course, I caught a wonderful Lego parade there. The main restaurant is pizza and burger. And man, fantastically, you've got the Jean-Philippe Chocolatier right on the same deck. Many of the services provided by MSC located in this zone, plus lounges, entertainment, the Luna Park, which is an interactive arcade and venue. Lot going on in the Galleria. On the decks above the Galleria, we have the terraces. In the terraces, you will find restaurants such as Italy, the Kaido Sushi, and the Kaido Teppanyaki restaurant, Ola, the Mexican restaurant, a variety of shops and lounges, and also venues for things like dueling piano and comedy. Then you have the promenade. This is the open air area in the back of the ship. Amazing ocean views, eateries such as Paxos and the Sweet Temptations. And really the focal point is Jaw Drop, the 11-deck dry slide, one of the largest dry slides at sea. And there's one zone that I didn't visit. That's the MSC Yacht Club. That is the luxury ship within a ship experience on MSC cruises. And for those of you out there that like to test the fates, here is a peek at the casino on the MSC World America. Very spacious casino with a lot of gaming options. And this is located on deck 7. A few other brief call outs. Coffee Emporium. I visited there every day. There's also a spa on board and a gym with the state-of-the-art equipment. Before we finish up with ship design and layout, I give you a peek at the cabin that I stayed in. This was a balcony cabin that had a modern aesthetic with the amenities that you'd want. Nice big couch. Good power in the cabin. Here's a look at the cabin from another angle. You can see all of the storage there on the back wall, plus you have a full-length mirror. And it also had this interesting safe feature. I think this is the first time I've ever seen a safe in a drawer. And I kind of like this layout. It was very big. You could keep a whole laptop in there if you wanted. Here's a quick peek at the bathroom. And of course, no room tour complete without a gratuitous balcony shot. Now we could move on, talk about food and entertainment, and we will. But first, I want to take a stop. I want to take an excursion, if you will, and talk about excursions. Many of MSC World America's itineraries make a stop at Ocean Cay, which is MSC's Marine Reserve. It's their private island destination, and it serves a dual purpose. It gives cruisers a place to have a great beach day and to do excursions, but it also houses the Marine Conservation Center, which serves as a hub for international research. It also trains future marine biologists, and they work on the Super Coral Reefs program there. On 7 of MSC's cruise ships, you will find the MSC Foundation Center. This is a space on board where they talk about conservation and the work that they are doing. And while normally I'm not someone who jumps off the cruise ship to partake in a beach day, MSC graciously let me choose an excursion on Ocean Cay, an excursion I'd never seen before, and it was a paint and sip excursion. This was a lot of fun. Disembarked the cruise ship, took a tram over to an area where there were easels set up, where there were drinks, and I did my best to paint the MSC lighthouse. Art critique aside, it was a fun time, and after I finished that excursion, I explored Ocean Cay a little bit before I returned to the ship. And look, if you do have Ocean Cay on any of your MSC itineraries, it is a sail away not to be missed. Normally it happens in the evening. There's a lighthouse show, and then sailing away from that island. It's fantastic. All right, let's talk entertainment on the MSC World America. Entertainment was everywhere on this cruise ship. I stopped in many venues to see live entertainment. Let's start with the Dolce Vita bar in the Galleria area. This spot was open frequently, which was great. The bar was open and there were constant activities in there, trivias during the day, all kinds of activities. And then at night, great spot for a variety of music, single performers, bands. Always something going on in the Dolce Vita Lounge. Another venue where there always seemed to be something going on was the Loft. The Loft was the venue for karaoke, for dueling pianos, for comedy. There's also music almost every night in the Masters at Sea Free House. This is a pub type experience on the MSC World America. Now, the big production entertainment took place in 2 main venues, the Panorama Lounge and the World Theater. Panorama Lounge, aptly named. This was a multi-use space with panoramic views of the seas during the day, and then a panorama screen that really enhanced the performance on the stage below it at night. I saw 2 amazing shows in there, Queen Symphonic and Whitney, a show dedicated to the music of Whitney Houston. The Queen show really blew my mind as it mixed live performance and recorded media. They had recorded a symphony playing Queen songs, and then the live band performed and the live dancers performed in front of a screen showing the recording of that symphony that was made specifically for the show. It leaves a lasting impression on me. Let me say this as a fan of Queen. It was a really great show. And the Whitney show was equally exciting. Just a single performer singing Whitney Houston songs, often accompanied by a fantastic saxophone player. I've been listening to a lot of saxophone lately, and the saxophone player performed in this Whitney show and in a few of the other shows on board. He was really solid. And then we move over to the World Theater, and let me start by saying I appreciated the seating in the World Theater. Every row had a couple seats that were a little larger than your normal theater seating. There was a variety of shows in the theater, including Odyssey, which was kind of like an acrobatic show with music and dancing, somewhat inspired by the, epic classic Homer's Odyssey. Momentous, a show of illusion, magic. Hall of Fame was a pop concert style show. Then we got 2 Dirty Dancing themed shows, matinee during the day and then Dirty Dancing in concert at night. The first thing that happened is they showed a matinee version of the movie Dirty Dancing that played on a screen. But what was cool is it was like an enhanced version. So as the movie played in the background, whenever it got to a spot in the movie where music came on, then the performers would perform music on the stage. Probably the coolest moment in that performance was the point in the movie where Patrick Swayze comes in and says to Jennifer Grey's dad, "Nobody puts baby in the corner." The whole theater erupted, like over 1,100 people in that theater erupted with applause. And then Dirty Dancing in concert was was the nighttime performance, and that was really just a celebration of the music from the movie. Dessert alert, dessert alert. Yeah, let's transition into a conversation about the food. I sent this clip to multiple friends and family members. This is just one section of the desserts offered on the buffet one day on the MSC World America. So many sweets on that buffet, and this is just a sampling. MSC World America has both a mix of included and for pay food options. And look, I did my best to try as many of these food venues as possible. Of course, the main dining room always an included food option, and here is one of the meals I had in the main dining room. I started off with a giant meatball that was followed by grilled calamari on a bed of white beans. And for dessert that evening, I had a pistachio cake. A few times during the cruise, I did sample the buffet, 2 buffets on this cruise ship, a buffet on deck 18 and a buffet on deck 19. There were a lot of choices on the buffet, and I was always able to fill a plate with a lot of different items, sometimes too many items. Couple things about the buffet. They were diligent about having you wash your hands, and I love that this sign was posted showing the popular times for the buffet so that you could kind of plan to avoid any crowds if you wanted to. There was included food at Pizza and Burger in the Galleria, at Promenade Bites on the Promenade, the Harbor Bar and Bites in the Harbor area, and there was also La Boca Grill with poolside pizza, burgers, and fries on the Aqua Deck. There's several specialty dining restaurants on board, including Eataly. Eataly is the only Eataly at sea. This is a very popular land-based restaurant featuring authentic Italian cuisine. Paxos Greek restaurant, of course, Mediterranean food. Butcher's Cut is the upscale American-style steakhouse. Kaido Sushi Bar and Kaido Teppanyaki. Ola Tacos and Cantina. And then they had the chocolatier there, the Jean-Philippe Chocolat and Cafe. Now, of the specialty restaurants, I did sample 3 of them. I did eat at Eataly, Paxos Greek Restaurant, and Butcher's Cut. Let me walk you through a few of my meals at the specialty restaurants. First up is Butcher's Cut. Like I said, traditional American steakhouse, and I went traditional. I started with a wedge salad. I had the shrimp cocktail. I had a ribeye and creme brulee. Next, let's take a look at my meal at Eataly. And before we dive into the courses, check out this bread service. I started the meal with a classic Caesar salad topped with anchovy. For my main, I had the braised boneless short rib over a black truffle potato puree. And for dessert, of course, I had to have tiramisu. The third specialty restaurant that I tried was Paxos. This was Mediterranean food. I started off with a watermelon and feta salad. I followed the salad up with grilled octopus, and my main course at Paxos was the lamb shank wrapped in parchment paper. I went very traditional for dessert and had baklava. And I do want to circle back around to one of these included food options. Let's talk about Pizza and Burger, located on Deck 6, part of the World Galleria. This was your late night pizza and other food option. On sea days, this Pizza and Burger would open up noon or into the afternoon, but it stayed open until 2 a.m. every night. It was a split restaurant, so on the left-hand side, you had a pizza buffet, and on the right-hand side, you had a burger and wing buffet that also had chips and vegetables and fruit and sweets. This was a great place to go when you wanted food fast, and it was a neat place to go. There's also an ice cream station inside of Pizza and Burger. It was filled with these retro pinball arcade games. This was a spot that certainly got a lot of attention, but it was a great place to go. Pizza and Burger, definitely one of the go-tos for included food. Do want to do a quick call out for the MSC For Me app. Found this to be super helpful on my cruise on the MSC World America, from show schedules to all the events that were going on, the ability to reserve specialty dining, to book excursions, really just about anything that you needed to do on your cruise you could do with the app. Well, there is certainly a lot to do and to see and to eat. On this MSC World America. Like I said in the beginning, one of the reasons I accepted MSC's invite to show you this cruise ship is because they want to extend a discount to you. You can get 10% off of an MSC cruise by using the coupon code LOCA10. There are some qualifiers here. The bookings open now. And so you can book your cruise between now and December the 2nd, 2025. It's good for cruises departing in January of 2026 through December of 2026. And it's valid on all cruises except world cruises and cruises with existing promotions. And this offer isn't available in Brazil or Germany. Thank you, MSC Cruises, for the invite. Thank you for extending a discount to the viewers. And I would love to hear your feedback on this ship in the comments below. This is Tony for La Lido Loca, and until the next time, we'll see you on the Lido. Bye.